Hey, welcome back. Okay, so in our last video, we talked about step one, and that's deciding what you want to focus on and then starting to really research so that you fully understand that part of the pandemic. Now we're moving on to step two. And so for step two is the creative part is, okay, so now you understand it, but what are you going to do with it? What kind of art do you want to create in response to this? One thing you will want to know is you have a lot of flexibility with this. You can use Photoshop, you can use Illustrator, you can use a different online tool. It does need to be created on your computer in some way, but I'm going to show you tons of different examples. So hopefully you'll get inspired and you'll come up with something that you want to do, and then choose which tool you want to be able to express yourself through. So here are some different examples just to get you started. Some people have taken more of an illustration route, like you see here, where it's more of hand-drawn online. This one I think is just incredible. So this artist has an entire show of these illustrations that they've created, and this one's obviously Times Square, so just wild, kind of gross, kind of cool at the same time. A different kind of illustration, so a different artist creating a response. Once again, different aspects of these. And then more of like a more modern cartoony illustration, trying to get some fresh air. Okay, or if you didn't want to go the illustration route, you can then decide to do more of like a public service announcement. And so for that, you could do a how-to or reminders, or just pick one of those major topics that you want to advertise. This is what a lot of artists are doing right now, just because that's what needs to happen, is we need to make sure that people are getting the information. So here's one just advertising what the symptoms are. A different one, just making sure we understand how serious this is. This one isn't necessarily Corona, but I saw it during my research, and I thought you may want to take an approach that's just a little bit lighter. I completely understand if you're already boggled down with this. And so you could just create a public service announcement for ways to stay positive. So that positive affirmation during this time. You could create some kind of product in response, such as the infectious disease coloring book, a gruesome coloring therapy adventure. Or this one's kind of a comical response. You're having a rough time during social distancing. Doctor prescribes you some social contacts, so here they are. Or now we get back into some different combinations. So this is more of that surrealist, like we did with our last project. Just some really interesting images focusing on different aspects. And then, of course, we all need a few of these right now. This one's a combination. They've actually taken it, printed it, and then sewn on top of it. Not necessarily a graphic design response, but an art response that I thought was really creative. Okay, so your job is to decide, sketch out what you want to do for this based on your focus, and then take a photo of your sketch and put that along with 3 to 4 sentences on what you decided to focus on and why you decided to focus on that. You can include some of your findings from your research within those 3 to 4 sentences. Compile that all together into the document that is checkpoint 1 in response arts. Okay. And obviously, always be smart, be safe, and you can always come ask me questions. I have office hours, virtual office hours, 1:30 to 2:30. Look for that link in